You're not ready for this. And honestly, most people still don't believe it. What happened to Michael Jordan at 62 has left fans stunned, worried, and asking questions that no one ever thought they would ask about the greatest basketball player who ever lived. Today, we're diving into a truth that has been whispered behind closed doors. A truth wrapped in mystery, unexpected choices, shocking personal battles, and rumors that have resurfaced with even more intensity. From the emotional weight of his retirement decisions to the controversial challenges within his family, from the sudden changes in his public appearances to the behind-the-scenes issues involving his brand, legacy, and inner circle, this story is filled with twists that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about MJ. And listen, before we go any deeper, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because your support is the only thing that tells YouTube that this story matters, that this content should be pushed to more people, and that you want to keep seeing powerful, emotional deep dives like this. When you subscribe, you're telling the platform, yes, show me more. Don't let this disappear. It makes a bigger difference than you can imagine. Now, as we uncover the changes in Jordan's life at 62, the physical struggles he never showed, the emotional scars he kept hidden, the private decisions that shocked even those closest to him, I want you to comment below and tell me what surprised you the most. Was it the shift in his lifestyle? The rumors about his health? The tension around his legacy? Or perhaps something far more personal? Stay with me, because the final revelation in this video, the one at the end, is something that has left even lifelong fans speechless. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Let's get into the story behind what really happened to Michael Jordan at 62. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York, but his story truly began when his family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, where the foundations of his discipline, confidence, and relentless competitive drive were formed. Growing up in a modest household with his parents, James and Dolores Jordan, and 4 siblings, he learned early the values of hard work and resilience. His father taught him practical skills, responsibility, and toughness, while his mother inspired emotional strength, ambition, and academic focus. Yet Michael wasn't always the invincible legend we know today. He famously didn't make the varsity basketball team during his sophomore year of high school, a moment that ignited a deep fire within him, transforming rejection into fuel. He trained obsessively, often practicing alone, pushing himself beyond his limits until he returned stronger, faster, and more prepared than anyone else. His incredible performances eventually earned him a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he played under the guidance of Coach Dean Smith, a mentor who profoundly shaped him. It was at UNC that he struck the iconic championship-winning shot in 1982, a moment that introduced the world to his potential for greatness. Jordan declared for the NBA draft in 1984 and was selected 3rd overall by the Chicago Bulls, a team that was far from dominant at the time. What followed was a transformation that changed the entire landscape of sports. Jordan's combination of athleticism, intelligence, charisma, and an almost obsessive will to win turned him into a global phenomenon. With the Bulls, he captured 6 NBA championships, earning Finals MVP each time, and redefined what it meant to be a superstar. His style, high-flying dunks, gravity-defying acrobatics, clutch performances, and unmatched competitiveness made him not just a player, but a cultural icon. Off the court, his partnership with Nike revolutionized sports marketing, giving birth to the Air Jordan brand, which became a worldwide empire. Yet beneath the glory, Jordan faced profound personal challenges, including the heartbreaking murder of his father in 1993, a tragedy that shook him deeply and led to his first retirement from basketball. His unexpected shift to baseball was motivated partly by grief and partly by a desire to honor his father's dreams. Though his baseball career was short-lived, it showed his willingness to chase new challenges and start from the bottom. Jordan returned to the NBA in 1995, famously stating, "I'm back," and soon reclaimed his throne with another historic three-peat before retiring again in 1998. His competitive spirit later brought him back for a final stint with the Washington Wizards, where he proved he still had greatness within him. Beyond basketball, Jordan became a successful businessman, team owner, and philanthropist, continuing to influence sports, culture, and business even decades after his last game. His life is a powerful story of perseverance, pain, reinvention, and excellence, proof that greatness is not just about talent, but also about heart, resilience, and an unbreakable belief in oneself. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York, but his story truly began when his family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, where the foundations of his discipline, confidence, and relentless competitive drive were formed. Growing up in a modest household with his parents, James and Dolores Jordan, and 4 siblings, he learned early the values of hard work and resilience. His father taught him practical skills, responsibility, and toughness, while his mother inspired emotional strength, ambition, and academic focus. Yet Michael wasn't always the invincible legend we know today. He famously didn't make the varsity basketball team during his sophomore year of high school, a moment that ignited a deep fire within him, transforming rejection into fuel. He trained obsessively, often practicing alone, pushing himself beyond his limits until he returned stronger, faster, and more prepared than anyone else. His incredible performances eventually earned him a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he played under the guidance of Coach Dean Smith, a mentor who profoundly shaped him. It was at UNC that he struck the iconic championship-winning shot in 1982, a moment that introduced the world to his potential for greatness. Jordan declared for the NBA draft in 1984 and was selected 3rd overall by the Chicago Bulls, a team that was far from dominant at the time. What followed was a transformation that changed the entire landscape of sports. Jordan's combination of athleticism, intelligence, charisma, and an almost obsessive will to win turned him into a global phenomenon. With the Bulls, he captured 6 NBA championships, earning Finals MVP each time, and redefined what it meant to be a superstar. His style, high-flying dunks, gravity-defying acrobatics, clutch performances, and unmatched competitiveness made him not just a player, but a cultural icon. Off the court, his partnership with Nike revolutionized sports marketing, giving birth to the Air Jordan brand, which became a worldwide empire. Yet beneath the glory, Jordan faced profound personal challenges, including the heartbreaking murder of his father in 1993, a tragedy that shook him deeply and led to his first retirement from basketball. His unexpected shift to baseball was motivated partly by grief and partly by a desire to honor his father's dreams. Though his baseball career was short-lived, it showed his willingness to chase new challenges and start from the bottom. Jordan returned to the NBA in 1995, famously stating, "I'm back," and soon reclaimed his throne with another historic three-peat before retiring again in 1998. His competitive spirit later brought him back for a final stint with the Washington Wizards, where he proved he still had greatness within him. Beyond basketball, Jordan became a successful businessman, team owner, and philanthropist, continuing to influence sports, culture, and business even decades after his last game. His life is a powerful story of perseverance, pain, reinvention, and excellence, proof that greatness is not just about talent, but also about heart, resilience, and an unbreakable belief in oneself. 1. The physical toll of a legendary career. The physical toll of a legendary career is something fans rarely get to see. But for Michael Jordan at 62, it has become an undeniable part of his everyday reality. After years of explosive jumps, sharp turns, intense training, and the nonstop pressure of elite competition, his body carries the silent marks of everything he gave to the game. The same legs that once seemed to defy gravity have endured thousands of high-impact landings. The same back that supported his iconic mid-air contortions has faced decades of strain, and the same wrists and hands that delivered game-winning shots have felt the wear of repetitive motion and thousands of hours of practice. Even though Jordan still maintains a strong, athletic posture, age brings natural changes: stiffness in the mornings, slower recovery, and the constant reminder that the body no longer responds with the same fire it once did. Former teammates have mentioned that even during his active years, he played through pain that would sideline most players, dealing with knee discomfort, ankle swelling, and lower back tightness while still performing at a superhuman level. Now, at 62, those old injuries echo back, showing their long-term effects. He has to be more careful when walking upstairs, more deliberate when turning quickly, and more selective with physical activities that used to be effortless. Golf remains one of his passions, but even there he must manage his swings and movements to avoid aggravating old joints. The truth is that greatness always comes with a cost. While fans remember the Air Jordan who flew, dunked, twisted, and dominated, the real man behind the legend now feels every mile his body has traveled. And even though he handles it with the same dignity and strength that defined his career, the contrast between who he was physically and what age allows today can be emotional, especially for those who saw him as untouchable. Still, Jordan approaches this stage of life in a balanced way, staying active without pushing too far, listening to his body, and accepting that even icons must adapt. His physical changes don't erase his greatness. They highlight the incredible sacrifices he made to give the world moments it will never forget. 2. The emotional weight of his father's legacy. The emotional weight of his father's legacy is something that Michael Jordan continues to carry quietly but deeply. And at 62, it has become even more present in his reflections, memories, and personal choices. James Jordan was not just a supportive parent. He was Michael's anchor, his guide, and the person who shaped many of the values that later defined the greatest basketball player of all time. Losing him in such a tragic and senseless way left a wound that never truly healed, even though Michael spent years hiding the pain behind his competitive fire and public success. Now, as he grows older and the distance between the present and his father's voice becomes greater, the emotional impact feels heavier in a different way, almost like a gentle ache that appears in quiet moments. Jordan has said that many decisions in his life were rooted in honoring his father, from his temporary retirement to pursue baseball to the way he conducted himself under pressure, always remembering the lessons of humility, discipline, and hard work. But with age comes reflection, and reflection can bring both peace and sadness. Michael often revisits memories of their conversations, their long drives together, and the advice his father would give him before every big game. He has also spoken about the regrets that come with success, the moments he wished he could have shared with his father, the victories he celebrated without him, and the emotional milestones he had to face alone. Even small things, like seeing his children grow or hitting personal achievements later in life, can bring a mix of pride and sorrow because his father is not physically there to witness them. The legacy also brings pressure because Michael feels a responsibility to live in a way that would make his father proud, not just as an athlete, but as a man. This emotional weight has softened him in many ways, making him more reflective, more appreciative of family, and more aware of time. And though he rarely shows vulnerability publicly, those who know him say that his father's memory is still one of the strongest forces in his life, guiding him quietly through every chapter that comes after the spotlight. 3. The shift in his public image and appearances. The shift in Michael Jordan's public image and appearances at 62 is something fans have gradually noticed, and it reflects a natural but meaningful transition from global superstar to a more private, selective, and reflective figure. During his playing days, and even through much of his post-retirement life, Jordan was everywhere: press interviews, commercials, courtside interactions, charity events, and brand presentations. He carried an aura of invincibility and intensity that made him feel larger than life. But over time, and especially as he entered his early 60s, Michael slowly stepped back from the spotlight, choosing to appear less frequently and in settings where he feels more comfortable and in control. When he does show up publicly, fans can see small but noticeable changes: a quieter demeanor, a more reserved posture, and a tiredness in his expressions that didn't exist before. It's not that he has lost his charisma. He still commands attention effortlessly, but he carries himself with a softness that suggests he's no longer interested in maintaining the image of the unstoppable superhero. His rare interviews now feel more grounded and reflective, with Michael speaking less about competition and more about life, family, aging, and legacy. Even his fashion style has shifted from bold, flashy choices to simpler, more comfortable outfits that match his more laid-back lifestyle. The intensity that once radiated from him has mellowed into a calm presence. Part of this shift is intentional. After decades of cameras following every step he took, Jordan has become more protective of his personal life, choosing privacy over constant attention. Another part is simply age. Public events are more tiring. Long appearances require more energy, and the idea of being everywhere all the time no longer appeals to him. Fans who meet him now describe him as warm but quieter, joking with a gentler tone rather than the sharp competitiveness he used to display. His public image has evolved from the fierce athlete chasing perfection to a man who has accepted his humanity, his age, and the natural slowing down that comes with time. This transformation doesn't diminish his legacy. Instead, it reveals a more relatable side of him, showing that even legends grow older, change, and learn to navigate life beyond the spotlight. 4. Family challenges and personal adjustments. Family challenges and personal adjustments have become an important part of Michael Jordan's life at 62, revealing a more human and emotional side of the legend that many fans never get to see. With age, his role within the family has expanded in unexpected ways. He is no longer just a father, but also a grandfather, a mentor, and the quiet center of a complex family dynamic shaped by success, expectations, and generational differences. Jordan has always been protective of his personal life, but behind closed doors he has faced the same challenges most families deal with: disagreements, misunderstandings, the pressure of guiding children toward their own paths, and the emotional difficulties of balancing public fame with private responsibilities. His children grew up watching the world place him on a pedestal, and that created its own set of pressures, as each of them had to build identities outside of his enormous shadow. Michael had to learn how to step back, let them make their own choices, and accept that their dreams might not look like his. Becoming a grandfather also brought new emotions: joy, pride, and reflection, but it also made him more aware of time passing and of how important it is to be present and patient with the younger generation. Within his marriage, Jordan has had to adjust to a calmer lifestyle, leaving behind the constant schedule of traveling, appearances, and business demands that once consumed his days. This shift required him to understand partnership in a deeper way, focusing on communication, shared routines, and emotional availability, things that weren't always easy during his competitive years. On top of that, Michael must navigate the unique challenges of being a public figure whose family is always under media scrutiny. Every decision, from vacations to celebrations to personal changes, can be misinterpreted or exaggerated, so he often chooses quiet, private environments where he can simply be himself without cameras or headlines. These family adjustments have softened him, making him more aware of how important peace, stability, and emotional connection are compared to the intense lifestyle he lived for decades. And while he may not talk about these challenges openly, those close to him say that this stage of life has brought him humility, introspection, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters when the cheering stops and the arena lights are gone. 5. The pressure of protecting his legacy. The pressure of protecting his legacy is something Michael Jordan feels more intensely at 62 than many people realize, because being considered the greatest basketball player of all time is not just an honor, it's a responsibility that follows him every single day. Throughout his career, Jordan built a reputation based on unmatched competitiveness, flawless performances in critical moments, and a global image of excellence that became larger than the sport itself. But as new generations of athletes rise, debates grow louder, comparisons become more frequent, and social media turns every highlight or statistic into an argument, Michael has had to watch his legacy be discussed, questioned, and sometimes even misunderstood. This constant conversation places a unique weight on him, because his name isn't just tied to basketball, it represents a standard, a brand, and a cultural symbol. He knows that young fans didn't see him play live, that many only know him through old clips or documentaries, and that time naturally creates distance. To bridge this gap, he has become more involved behind the scenes, ensuring that the foundations of his legacy remain strong. Whether it's through the consistency of the Jordan brand, supporting his Hall of Fame peers, or sharing more personal stories and reflections in public interviews, he works quietly to make sure people understand the real impact he had on the game and on sports culture. At the same time, he feels the pressure of perfection because legends aren't allowed to age, express vulnerability, or live a normal life without being judged. Every public appearance, every business decision, and every statement he makes is tied to the image of Michael Jordan, the icon. Balancing this with Michael Jordan, the human being, is not always easy. He knows that his competitive fire shaped a generation, and he wants younger fans to grasp the intensity, discipline, and sacrifices behind his success, rather than seeing only the highlight reels. Protecting his legacy also means guiding how history books will portray him long after he is gone, something that becomes more emotional as he gets older. This pressure is not about ego, it's about preserving the truth of his journey, the challenges he overcame, and the excellence he fought for every single day. And while he no longer feels the need to prove anything on the court, he still carries the quiet responsibility of ensuring that the story of who he was and what he achieved remains as powerful and inspiring as it truly is. 6. The unexpected lifestyle transformations. The unexpected lifestyle transformations of Michael Jordan at 62 reveal a side of him that few fans have ever witnessed, showing how life after peak fame and peak athleticism can be both challenging and rewarding. For decades, Jordan lived at an incredible pace, with daily routines dictated by rigorous training schedules, intense travel for games, endless public appearances, and the pressure to maintain his image as the ultimate competitor. But now, as he navigates his 60s, his lifestyle has shifted in ways that might surprise those who only know him through highlight reels or his legendary career. He has become much more selective with his commitments, carefully choosing which events to attend and which project to support, prioritizing quality of life over constant visibility. Physical activity remains central. He plays golf regularly, enjoys outdoor fitness routines, and remains active, but the intensity has softened, replaced by mindfulness, moderation, and an emphasis on enjoying the experience rather than pushing the limits of performance. Jordan has also embraced a quieter social life. Nightlife, media appearances, and high-profile gatherings are no longer daily necessities. Instead, he focuses on private time with family, cultivating close friendships, and enjoying hobbies that bring him peace, reflection, and a sense of normalcy that was often absent during his playing years. His business ventures have also evolved, shifting from the constant high-stakes spotlight to more strategic, behind-the-scenes roles, allowing him to continue building his empire without draining energy or attention. Charity and mentorship have grown in importance, reflecting a desire to give back in meaningful ways and to guide the next generation not as a celebrity figurehead, but as someone who understands the long journey to excellence. Even his approach to fashion, travel, and daily routines has transformed, favoring comfort, simplicity, and efficiency, demonstrating that the priorities of youth and fame naturally shift with age and experience. These changes may seem subtle to outsiders, but they signify a profound personal evolution, showing Michael Jordan embracing a life that balances health, family, and fulfillment while still honoring the incredible legacy he built on and off the court. In many ways, these lifestyle transformations are a reminder that even the greatest legends must adapt, learn, and rediscover themselves as time passes, and Michael's choices today reflect wisdom, humility, and a newfound appreciation for life beyond the game. If you were shocked, inspired, or even a little emotional watching what happened to Michael Jordan at 62, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps this video reach more people who love stories like this. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the kind of deep, revealing content that goes behind the scenes of the lives of legends. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below and tell me what surprised you the most about Jordan's life at 62. Or which part hit you the hardest? Your thoughts might even spark a conversation with fans around the world. And make sure you watch until the very end, because the final revelation in this story is one that even longtime fans didn't see coming. It's emotional, it's human, and it's something that will stay with you long after the video ends. Your support means the world. So hit like, subscribe, and let's keep uncovering these incredible stories together.